Hello, and welcome back to Flashpoint Essay, your frontline source for raw political insight and bold analysis. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat in South Africa's high-stakes political theater. Let's get straight into it. In a political week marked by dramatic shifts, fiery accusations, and power plays behind closed doors, the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, have once again seized the national spotlight. This time, their target? The Democratic Alliance, DA. And the charge they've laid is one that cuts right to the bone of South Africa's fragile coalition politics, hypocrisy. In a fiery press statement and a series of impassioned interviews, the EFF have accused the DA of loving the Government of National Unity, GNU, project only as long as it served their own self-interest. The moment the tables turned, and their deputy minister was abruptly removed from office, suddenly, the DA was crying foul and threatening to dismantle the very coalition it once championed. The trigger for this political explosion came just days ago when President Cyril Ramaphosa, in an unexpected and decisive move, dismissed Andrew Whitfield, a senior DA figure and the Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. The official reason given was insubordination, but insiders suggest the true cause runs much deeper, rooted in a growing tension between the ANC and DA over influence, policy disagreements, and political turf wars inside the GNU. Whitfield's sacking didn't just rattle the DA. It cracked open the veneer of unity that the GNU had worked so hard to project. And almost immediately, the DA's rhetoric changed. The same party that once told South Africans they were entering the GNU in good faith to save the country from economic collapse and misrule, was now issuing threats of withdrawal, hinting at possible motions of no confidence, and decrying what they called the ANC's dictatorial tendencies. Suddenly, the DA wasn't talking about collaboration or nation-building anymore. They were talking about betrayal and political bullying. That's when the EFF struck. Known for their sharp-tongued critiques and unapologetic truth-telling, the Red Berets wasted no time in dismantling the DA's narrative. In a statement that has since gone viral, the EFF declared, "The DA loved the GNU when they had their hands in the pot. But the moment their deputy minister got the boot, they turned on it like a wounded snake." The EFF's leadership went on to accuse the DA of being motivated not by the desire to serve South Africa, but by a narrow, self-serving agenda to protect their own power and perks within the coalition. They weren't done. EFF spokespersons pointed to what they called a pattern of DA entitlement. The DA never saw the GNU as a coalition for the people, one EFF MP said during a radio interview. They saw it as a platform to whitewash their image, secure positions, and undermine the ANC from within. The moment that illusion was shattered, they lost their minds. The EFF even went so far as to call on the ANC to consider whether the DA's presence in the GNU was still tenable, accusing them of destabilizing the project from the inside. Meanwhile, the ANC, always careful in its public posturing, issued a more measured but equally pointed response. While avoiding direct alignment with the EFF's tone, ANC Secretary-General Michael Mbalula echoed a key theme. The DA, he said, was showing its true colors. Mbalula warned that the DA's sudden outburst revealed a deeper discomfort with the dynamics of power sharing and a refusal to play second fiddle in any political arrangement. He called on all parties in the GNU to recommit to the spirit of unity and discipline or risk plunging the country back into uncertainty. Back on the ground, reactions from ordinary South Africans were mixed. Some DA supporters defended their party's stance, arguing that the ANC had overstepped by firing Whitfield without broader consultation. But many others saw the EFF's criticism as spot-on. On social media, hashtags mocking the DA's flip-flop began trending, with memes portraying DA leaders as fair-weather friends of democracy, there when it suits them, gone when it doesn't. Political analysts weighed in too, and their assessments weren't flattering. One noted that the DA had made a strategic blunder by reacting emotionally to Whitfield's dismissal, thereby exposing a lack of resilience and political maturity. Another analyst pointed out that in any coalition, disagreements are inevitable. What matters is how parties handle them. The DA, he said, acted like a spoiled child whose toy was taken away. But perhaps the most important implication of this drama isn't just what it says about the DA, it's what it reveals about the future of the GNU itself. If a single deputy minister's dismissal can trigger such chaos, what does that say about the coalition's long-term viability? Is the GNU really a unity government, or just a house of cards held together by fragile egos and political calculations? For the EFF, the moment has been a gift. They've managed to score political points by highlighting the DA's inconsistency, all while reminding voters that they rejected the GNU from the start, on principle. "We told you from day one," EFF leader Julius Malema posted online. This was never a government of unity. It was a government of convenience. And now the mask is slipping. It remains to be seen whether the DA will follow through on its threats to disrupt parliamentary proceedings or possibly pull out of the GNU altogether. Some within the party are reportedly urging calm, warning that another political crisis could damage the party's already fragile standing with voters. Others, however, believe the DA should take a hard stance to defend its dignity and autonomy. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: the honeymoon phase of the GNU is officially over. South Africans are watching closely. They've seen promises of unity before, only to be disappointed by the reality of division and dysfunction. If the GNU is to survive, its members will need to rise above petty turf wars and ego battles. Because at the end of the day, it's not just party reputations that are on the line, it's the future of the country. Thanks for tuning in to Flashpoint SA. If you value bold, no-nonsense political commentary and up-to-the-minute updates on South Africa's political heartbeat, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll keep asking the hard questions and telling the stories the mainstream won't. Until next time, stay informed and stay empowered.